Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today I'm going to be talking about frugality. I'm going to be talking about frugality. Frugality is one of the most used words when it comes to building wealth, especially for the average millionaire in the United States of America. Frugality. What is frugality? Frugality simply means the art of delaying gratification, the art of you delaying doing some things that you might like to do, delaying it for a later time. That's just a simple meaning of frugality. Frugality, I read one book, a book by Stephen. The name is The Millionaire Next Door. It's an American book. It talks about the millionaire next door, how you can identify the millionaire next door. And one thing caught my attention in the book. The millionaire next door is not someone that wants to show himself off. The millionaire next door does not wear designer clothes. He is not interested in Gucci. He is not interested in whether it is Shen. He's not interested in all those, is it Lacosta? I don't know the names of those brands because I don't wear them either. He's not interested in those brands. He will rather own shares. He will rather buy those businesses, but he's not interested in wearing those brands. The millionaire next door is very simple. You can smell him when you see him, but he's not expensively dressed. You might see him with a boot, you might see him with a neat jean and just a plain t-shirt and a hat like a cowboy. The millionaire next door in America does not need to show off with his car. He understands that car as it is a means of transportation, getting you from one place to another. He does not see car as luxury, trying to buy the latest car, trying to buy car on credit, and then later he will now go and sell that car 3 years later to collect a new one, keeping on the cycle of debt forever because of something that is just a means of transportation from one place to another. The millionaire next door also spends his money in percentage. He spends his money in percentage. He does not spend his money because he just see the price of an item and he buys it. Now, let me explain spending money in percentage. If someone is earning an income of $100,000 every year, 10% of that is $10,000, meaning that he can afford to just go to a shopping mall and just buy things of $10,000 and come down. It's just 10% of what he earned. But another person is earning $20,000 a year, and to impress people back home at Africa, he is sending almost $5,000 to $10,000 for that year back home to impress them that he is doing so well in corporate America. That is almost 50 to 60% of his earning. And then he will not depend on credit card in order to continue living, keeping up in a vicious cycle of rat race, keeping up in a vicious cycle of poverty. But he doesn't recognize that it is poverty because, after all, he calls it a good debt. Now, one way they call this good debt is that they tell you that they have all this debt because they want to use it to buy assets. I am not a financial expert, so maybe I do not understand. But what I do understand is that if you need to have an asset, for instance, real estate or a business, it is better that you finance it with a long time money that is meant for business. Credit cards, as I know, are not made for business financing. They are made mostly for just your petty things that you need to buy. But at the end of the day, these petty things sometimes keep people trapped, that they now start using it for liability. And that is not what they try to keep or what they try to do at the first time that they got those cards. Frugality. I came into this country and I did not have any dime on me. I just had a little money, and it was hard to survive. For those in Nigeria, we call it, is it oath taker? I was an oath taker. In Nigeria, I I had so many workers. I had so many cars. And I also spent some of my money in percentage when I was in Nigeria. Because in Nigeria, at the age of 18 to 19, I was already driving my first car, which was a direct Belgian car, clean, a Volkswagen 3. I don't know the year that I bought it. I don't know the year they make. That's the year of the car. That's what I mean. But I was already riding that. 7 months later, I would go and buy another car, making two cars. They started calling me money making machine. I became like someone that I was showing it off. I was showing it off. But one thing that also helped me is that I did not fail to invest. I would go up and buy a car. Anytime I earn money from where I was working, I would go and buy a land. Sorry. I'll go and buy a land. I'll go and buy a land. I was buying land. And when the idea of agriculture came in, I already have plenty lands, and I choose the one I will use for my agricultural venture. And that was the beginning of Odis Ranch, Nigeria. Frugality. In this place, I am so frugal that I can tell you how much I will spend in a week. In my other video, I told you that I don't stress myself in working all the works that people do. I don't do that. I did that when I came in here earlier, but I no longer do that because frugally, I have the way I live my life right now. I have more than enough to, you know, buy food for myself. I have everything that I need. If you can just do up to 40 hours work in the in the West, I think you are okay, depending on your lifestyle. That is why I say I think you are okay. Frugality. Frugality means that I need to delay gratification. It's not long that I migrated because of the money I was owing back home, because of the pressure I was facing back home. I migrated to the West in order to work, look for money, clear my debt, and then know what is the way forward for me in my life. Now imagine coming to this country and I now want to live in the best houses. Imagine coming to this country and I want to buy the best car. Imagine coming to this country and I want to wear the best clothes. I want to wear Gucci and Armani. Imagine trying to show off. This is where the major problem is. Imagine trying to show off back home that see, shebi una talk say my money don dey finish, I don arrive. And I start sending back money home. they call it black tax. My friends will call and say, guy, if you give us so how much like this, and I will send. They do warehouse job, they suffer. Someone will now call and say, guy, I see I dey with my babe like this now for one hotel like this, abeg. If you just give me like 20k, 30k. When you convert the money here, it's like maybe my one hour work, yes. But the person now is telling you, give me 20k so that I can stay with a babe, so that I can stay with a girl and drink and eat. When was the last time me saw a babe, not to talk about stay with a babe or not to talk about drink? When? But so many people will say, is it not 1 hour? And boom, they will send the money. That is what people do. They send the money back home. This person will call with his challenge, you send money. This person will call with his challenge, you send money. You can never build wealth that way. You need to stand, you need to be okay for you to be able to help others. They might call you stingy. Stingy man. It's better you call me a stingy man than you call me a stupid man. Coming down here, I now realize that being uncomfortable is now my new reality. I now realize that. Let me give you an example. I love walking, that is strolling on the street as part of my exercise. But let me tell you the truth. If you know me very well, you know that I'm not strolling because of exercise. I am strolling because I want to save boss money sometimes. I am walking to a supermarket now to buy some things I need. I need some things, some groceries that I need, like egg, that I need, that I've exhausted in my stock. Now, it is just about 30-minute walk where I can get it's a cheap store where I get cheap items, about 30 minutes. But in Naira, it will cost me an equivalent of 10,000 Naira to enter bus to go there and come back. I won't pay that. The best thing I will do is to on my app and on stepping app and start exercising. As I'm stepping and walking on the way, the app will be reading that I'm doing exercise, not knowing that I'm trying to save 10,000 Naira. That 10,000 Naira is 7.5 kg of feed fish in my country. So I would rather use that money to buy 7.5 kg of feed fish than to just use that money to spend on transportation. Now, let's talk about gym. So many people enter subscription for gym here. And after paying those subscriptions, they don't even go to the gym. They are working 70 to 90 hours, not going to the gym. They are wasting that monthly subscription on gym, and they are not even doing the gym. Someone will enter Uber to go to the gym house in order to do exercise and enter the treadmill in the gym house. You enter Uber, spend money for Uber to go to the gym and run. When if you walk from here to the gym, it is almost the same thing. I'm not saying don't do gym. I'm just trying to see the logic behind it, especially for people that barely do the gym. They even barely have the time to do the gym. But they have set up a contract, a direct debit contract with these gym houses, and they collect their money. Now, some people, what about internet? Some people have unlimited data on their phone. They also have a Wi-Fi at home. Then they also have they have unlimited, the Wi-Fi at home, and they have at their place of work. Some of them also have access to Wi-Fi. The question you ask yourself, if truly you want to keep well, if truly frugality is something you are thinking about, if truly you want to save more, what am I doing with my unlimited data, the personal one I have, not the one at home, the personal one I have? Because when you look at it, me, I did a contract that will give me only 30 gig, unlimited call, then 30. So 30 gig is okay for me. I just came back from the store. I got it and I'm walking down home. So this is like an editing, cutting this in to the other video. Data. We are talking about phone. What are you doing with all that phone? What are you doing with all that data? The data, you will not use all of it at the end of the month. But you still have it in your phone. You just keep on paying. You just keep on paying. Bust it. It is time for us to remove this vicious way of doing things. Question everything. Credit card. Credit card. Question it. Question the credit card. They tell you that the credit card, if you pay 100%, that it is okay, you leave it, you use it to build a credit score, you do this and that. Question it. The people telling you this thing cannot even give you $10 if you ask them. They are working 90 hours, working different jobs, yet they do not have money. Why will you continue to take a financial advice from a broke person? Someone have not fixed his life. Why is he giving you advice? And that is why I don't give financial advice. I just tell you out of my experience. Credit card is not even helping the people that have the wealth, not to talk about you that migrated. Question everything. Question everything. Live a life that you can wake up even in the West, go to your work and do your normal work and come and rest. You have time to develop yourself. Yesterday, I went somewhere to do my examination for construction. And I passed, meaning that I am waiting for my qualification or license to join the construction. So in as much as I love teaching, I also love construction. I have time to do all these things because I am living a very frugal life here. Accommodation, shared apartment. If it is possible, you are single, you do not need to go and rent a flat. Share this bill. It is better off you invest that money, you use that money to buy more land, you use that money for more things. Question everything. Frugality. Frugality. Question everything. Think far. I am 35, but I'm already thinking of when I will retire. I do not want to disturb my children during my old age because I know they will be busy with their own life. I do not want to disturb anybody, my wife. I'm thinking of myself. Build yourself. Frugality. Frugality does not mean that you are missing out in life. It simply means that you are going for the best alternative. I just say I should share this thought with you. I'll see you in my next video.